Rewind. Stop. Press play. Welcome to UNL Playlist, where it's more than just music. Today I will be speaking to music artist, writer, producer Noel DaCosta. Noel went on to speak calmly and passionately about losing his son, DaShawn, at the tender age of 7 on the 3rd of February 2024. He also spoke about how DaShawn encouraged him to continue in the music industry.
Know what it's all about. Let the music move you without any doubt. Be no wild. Shake your bum bum in the sand underneath the sun.
Hello, Noel.
Hi.
Can you tell us more about your musical journey?
Music with me started from as a young child, I guess. Being around my parents, both my mother and father weren't musicians as such, but played music in the house constantly, both from Jamaican heritage. Had a mixture of music played in the house, anything from reggae, ska, roots, country music. Mostly on the weekend when my mum was tidying up the house, we had some country music playing, classical music, pop, jazz, blues.
So a mixture of everything.
Oh, there was no musical prejudice in the houses at all.
Right.
And when my dad finally went to university, his music, because he got to mix with a lot of different people, his musical taste expanded, and obviously he brought that home. So he came home with heavy metal, which was very funky. So a mixture of everything.
Oh, great.
And from absorbing that constantly, I found myself writing music, writing songs probably at the age of 12.
Yeah. So what made you pursue music? I know that you had was very heavily influenced from your parents.
Yeah.
But what made you decide that was the avenue for you?
I think it all kicked off at a house party. One of my friends heard me just like anybody, you sing down the street, you sing down the road, and your mates say to you, "Oh, you're pretty good," and you go, "Oh yeah, whatever." And then they played at a house party, and the equipment went pop. So one of them said, "Oh, while we're fixing it, just sing something." And after about 10 or 20 minutes of trying to convince me to sing something in front of all these people at a house party, I picked up the mic and just done an a cappella of a song, and the reaction was amazing, and everyone said, "Right, you should do this properly, and that was kind of the first stages of it. I didn't do anything and reacted to that. I just thought that was very nice and just moved on. But that was the first, let's say, implant into my head that you should probably do something with it.
Okay, well, most people would be very nervous to stand up in front of so many.
I did have a lot of drink at the time.
Yeah.
Confidence.
I can understand that. Where does the inspiration come from your songs? Is it different places or?
There's no formula. I can only say, coming from a religious background, that it's just sent from God, because I'll be in the worst places and I think of a melody. I'll be on the toilet, I'll be walking down the street, and just I hear a car horn or something, it'll just spark off a melody, and then once I have a melody, then the words just come. I can't really explain it. I mean, I've sat down in writers' room, so I've had writing session with other writers, and they play a beat and they go, right, let's all get together and let's all sit around a circle and let's write what we think, and by the time they've discussed it, I've already written a hook and the first verse, so it's just, but sometimes if someone says, "Oh, let's go in the studio and write something," it might not come. So it's one of those things, I feel like it's sent to me as opposed to...
It's an instant thing. More than something that's a little bit more a feeling.
It's definitely... It comes from the soul.
That's right.
From the soul.
And that leads me on to your voice.
Yeah.
Because your voice is very, so many people say how you've got a lot of soul in your voice. And tell me about that. Do you recognise that sort of tone in your voice?
I do. Obviously, when my voice broke, that kind of helped, because I was obviously a very high pitch as a young kid, and when it broke, I kind of panicked. I thought, "Oh, blimey, what am I going to do with my voice now?" But the other band that helped as well, Jodeci, when they first hit.
Jodeci, yeah. Who can forget Jodeci?
The lead singer, Casey, one of the lead singers, the Haley brothers, Casey.
Yeah.
His voice was very hoarse. You know, and
yes,
and
you know,
really powerful. So yeah, I used to sing a lot of Jodeci when I was younger. So.
Well, you know, I used to try to sing Jodeci. That's the difference between you and me. but in saying that, no, a lot of people have been telling me, you know, this guy's got a lot of charisma.
Thank you.
Where do you think your charisma come from?
Again, home. It will be home. It's all your family network, your close friends. My household at a young age was similar to the Cosby Show, where we had to get up at Christmas time and perform in front of the rest of the family members and stuff. So I've always had some sort of attitude, whether it be good or bad, and I had a bit of a personality about me. So that's where that all stemmed from.
Okay, you've been performing live a lot of places. Is there any sort of show that you've done that always sticks in your mind?
When I was with the band, I was with a soul band called Straight 8, which we just done covers and stuff, and they tricked me into the amount of people that was going to be there. So they said, we're just going to perform at the back of a nice pub in Buckinghamshire. I said, that's fine. When I turned up, I saw this massive field, and I thought to myself, this is a big pub, isn't it? And then I got stopped by security, and they said, yes sir, and I said, yeah, I'm with Straight 8. And I said, yeah, follow the road around and your tent is over there. I went, my tent? So, long story short, it wasn't a small pub, it was a festival. And the reason they'd done that because they knew I had a bit of a fear in front of performing in front of large amount of people. And it transpired there was over 5,000 people there.
5,000, okay. So
that stuck in my mind.
Right, so
nervous as hell.
How is your fear about performing?
I'm all right now.
You're okay.
I'm all right now.
So you faced your fear and you got over it. Okay, well that's good. Can you tell me more about your latest single that you got coming out and who inspired you with the lyrical content of that song?
The song was written in 2021 during the COVID time, and it was inspired by my son who passed away in February. He came up with the hook, would you believe, and he just kept on saying it around the house, He can't wait to go out and shake his bum. He's been trapped in the house for so long, he can't go out with his friends, he can't party, he can't do nothing. So kept on saying, I said, and I was recording a lot of music being at home. I was doing a lot of vocals for a lot of people around the world. I put a post out on social media saying, look, just for the spirit of music, non-chargeable soulful vocals for anyone.
Oh, great.
So send me your music, I'll write something to it free of charge. And I was inundated, so I was in the I will hold it. My writing juices was flowing, and then he came up with that, and I thought, I've got to make this into a song. And then on him passing, I said to myself, right, I've got to release this in his name. It's got to be done. And it's now inspired me now. Been talking to producers and stuff, and now we're gonna come together and release music probably every 3 or 4 months now, just so I get back into the flow and get my name back out there.
Could you tell us a little bit more about your son? Because he sounds like a very amazing person.
He passed away in February. He was 7 years old. Very playful at a young age, obviously. Very inspiring. When he was in the hospital, he was in and out of hospital quite a lot, but this shows you the heart of the guy. He would go around to the other sick patients and find out how they were. He had a big heart for a guy who had a heart problem. So he was very lovable, embraced everybody, and connected a lot of people together. It so transpires that I've done like a small acoustic version which I filmed last month of the same song, and it's his guitar teacher who's actually playing the acoustic, so he brought us together.
Oh, I see.
So we've become good friends.
While you had so much time to express yourself and get out, know what it's all about. Let the music move you without any doubt.
Hearing about your son, it sounds like you're describing yourself.
We were very alike. He could walk in a room I mean, my wife always says this: he could walk in the room and on his own and come out with about 20 mates.
Yes, oh,
you know,
it's amazing.
He's not fearful of people at all. He'll get straight stuck in and start talking and asking questions.
Yeah. What are your aspirations for the future?
Just to release music and just get as much people out there to hear me. And if I do really well at it, so be it. For me, I just want as many people to hear me, come and watch me perform. The amount of people that moan that I perform so far away and they can't come and see me. So I'm planning next year to I was planning to do one, unfortunately Mr. COVID paid a visit, but I was going to do a one-man show in London where it was just going to be me doing probably an hour set, hour and a half of just me doing my own music and a few covers and just really partying stage and showing people the energy and the vibe that I like to do, you know, because they always see other snippets or a picture or a caption and go, we never get to come and see you. So 2025 I'll
right, and
something.
Obviously you'd let us know as well.
No,
because
I won't.
You know, okay.
No, well, of course, everyone's invited.
Oh, that's good. What do you think about music today? You mentioned earlier that you used to listen to Luther Vandross, and the thing is, are we seeing that sort of quality singers?
I don't think so.
Days?
Very, very limited amount. I mean, I'm following a guy at the moment called October London, who's from the States. He's out of Snoop Dogg's label, and his flavour is very, very similar, if not exactly the same as Marvin Gaye. He sounds like Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
So he's bringing it back where music was music and voice was voice. And not a lot of tampering around with the voice in the studio, just leaving it raw and nice. And if you have to do 50 million takes, then do 50 million takes, you know? But your original question is like, what do I think about the music today? I've got to be honest with you, I don't really listen to that much modern music. It's not like back in the day where number one, everyone knew who was a number one and number one in the charts. I couldn't tell you who's number one and who's a top five in the charts now, you know.
Right. Is that purposely though, because of the influence it may give you, or do you feel like you're more drawn back to
just main drawn because there's still artists. There's still artists from back in the day that people still, have you heard of him? I'm like, no, and you start listening. It's only if people, I don't go out my way to listen to new music. It's just, it is literally on referral. If I hear something, I'm thinking, oh, that sounds nice. Let me listen to that. So I haven't really got an honest opinion of the music of today.
Okay. How would you categorize your music?
I would say I've probably got 4 different genres. So I've got pop, I've got reggae, I've got EDM, and I've got soul.
Right.
So that would be,
okay.
Those are my 4. So
great. Well, that's great.
Versatile.
I think it's nice always to creating different sounds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's what the music is about. Is trying to create, always being creative with your sound.
Well, it's an art, isn't it?
So
why not?
Pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, why not?
Right.
You're creating. It's like an artist creating a picture. You know, he doesn't stick to one canvas and one colour. He's got to explore it. So I mean, I've got ideas to do a rock song as well. So there's loads still to come out of this head here. Got to help you all. It is hard for writers to, let's say, dilute what they really want to come across and say, because at the end of the day, music is a form of communication. So you've got musicians that talk about politics and crime and violence and all sorts of negative stuff, as you were saying, but that might be stuff that they know, and that might not necessarily what the man around the corner wants to hear, because he doesn't come from that. So it's quite hard for me here to sit here and say you must not write about this and you must not write about that. But from my perspective, most of my songs always have a happy vibe to it, and I think that's just been through the years. I guess I get tired of hearing sad songs and sad vibes, especially when the world is in the state that it is. You know, it's like us as writers and musicians, we don't have to constantly be talking about negative news all the time. We've got the news on the TV, every time you switch it on there's something new. Bad news always seems to sell, so it's always, I mean, I remember one of the first gigs I ever done, which was like an open mic thing, and everyone was singing all these slow songs, and I just came on and sang something uplifting. It just, the feeling from that alone, you feel it as an artist, as opposed to people walking off crying and bawling their eyes out, you know, about it. So I would just say, express yourself in the most realist form as possible, because if you have to sit down on an interview like this and explain it, and you're waffling rubbish, then it's not really true to your art.
No, I totally agree. I mean, back in the day, I was influenced by, you know, Bob Marley was a very strong influence to me. Yeah. And I remember it shaped the way you think.
Yeah. So it opens up minds and stuff.
Yeah. So, you know, music comes with responsibility. Everything we do comes with responsibility. Yeah. You know, we sometimes look at certain situations in society today and don't think that we have anything to do with it. Yeah. And you know, everybody in some industry or other industry has shaped the world where it is today. Yeah. So it starts with a little seed that grows into a tree.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
So we all have a responsibility.
Yeah, we do.
You know, young people are very conditioned, in a sense, they're like a sponge. Yeah. And what we put into that sponge is very important. So I'm glad that you're looking at doing positive music, because there's not enough of positive music.
Yeah, very much so.
Sometimes it's a matter of giving hope. When sometimes it doesn't seem like there's any.
Yeah, because there's always somebody out there worse off than you.
Yes,
you know, and they need that little spark, something just to get their hopes up.
That's right. You know, are you looking to go global?
2 nights ago, with AI, China, translating and all that, trying to release music in China for the first time, because everyone misses, because China's a whole different entity of music, and a lot of people forget about that market. So I was there trying to work out, how do I get my song in China? And I think I've cracked it. So to your answer, worldwide, it'll be great. I mean, I've got people listening from, at the moment, Africa, America, Brazil. I mean, Spotify enables you to find out what countries are listening to your stuff. It's great. It's great that it is. I guess it is global at the moment. So it's just trying to get as much countries as possible.
Yeah, I do. To be honest with you, I think you're amazing talent.
Thank you very much.
I think you're amazing talent. And the thing is, I would love to hear your music everywhere.
Yeah, so would I.
Because I think that you're an inspiration, and you've got all the qualities that I feel that really and truly I would really like to support.
Thanks.
You know, would there anything that you would like to share with us?
5th of July, new single out. Just follow me on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. Noel DaCosta. There's only one of me, so you'll find me. Noel DaCosta. I'm always open. I respond to all texts. There's no prejudice at all. I respond to everybody that asks questions and stuff. So just feel free to connect. And if you want collaborations or whatever, I'm here.
Okay. No, thank you very much, Noel. And I just have to say thank you for speaking with us. I do wish.
Thanks for having me.
All the success that you definitely deserve. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you. You've been listening to UNL Playlist, where it's more than just music.
Please don't forget to support our Be Productive Not Destructive campaign, promoting positive thinking.
Still afraid to express yourself or get out. Know what it's all about. Let this feeling move you without any doubt. Shake your body.